Alphabet Soup may contain topics that may be triggering to some listeners. This episode contains mentions of
non-explicit porn mentions and misogyny.
It's time for Alphabet Soup.
Hello friends and welcome to Alphabet Soup. I am your host Fish and I use ze, them, they, them, and he, him pronouns. I am with my co-host Mack who uses she, her pronouns. Say hi, Mack. And we're also joined by our guest Kurt who uses he, him pronouns if I am not mistaken.
You are not mistaken.
PogChamp. We'll be chatting with him about his experiences with his identity, life, and just in general everything. I don't know how to describe it. So, just to start off, how do you identify? Just something like that.
He, him, and I'm gonna say homo-flexible, which is
honestly
new.
Valid.
But,
I have like a vague inkling of what that means, but I don't really know.
I still identify as homosexual, but it's not like a hard, rigid thing. I can make exceptions.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah. I see that. I've heard it before, and I guess I just straight up forgot. I'm like, oh yes, information, see you later.
It's most people say hetero-flexible because bi-curious.
Yeah, I get that.
Did not struggle with identifying as gay at all. I had my oh shit moment, and then...
Honestly, yeah. I don't know, man. I had an experience coming to terms with my identity. My oh shit moment lasted for like a whole year. But yeah. What would you say was your oh shit moment, like your gay awakening, that kind of thing?
So, do you want the actual one or the one that I tell my parents?
How about both? I want to know what you tell your parents, but I also do want to know.
So the one that I tell my parents was, I was watching Miraculous Ladybug, that I developed feelings for Hadrian. But that is not what happened.
Oh no. What happened?
What actually happened, it's similar, but what actually happened was, I was getting really into the show and I wanted to look at some fan art. And you know when you
jeez, I see where this is going.
Google blah 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 fan art on Google,
I see where this is.
it's like fan art, literally porn, something unrelated, fan art, fan art. I got to one of those, and my reaction internally goes as follows. Oh, ew, oh.
Oh, I can see why you wouldn't tell.
I remember that oh shit
I can see why you wouldn't tell your parents
that. I had
that.
the same oh shit moment.
I did not. I was lucky, I guess. I didn't search up fan art of anything because I knew what I would get and I wasn't about to see that.
Oh jeez. I was an innocent child. I didn't know.
I knew because I was in the Undertale fandom.
Oh.
Yeah. I wasn't, like, heavy into it. I was just like, oh, people make really cool art. Let me see what it's about. And then I played the game.
They do,
and like,
though. There are some things that are just so incredibly amazing that I just...
Yeah, and then there's just porn.
I was a Wattpad kid. I was a Wattpad kid.
Oh, I'm more of an AR3.
Yeah.
I can't work Wattpad to save my life.
It's terrifying because there are some good books on there, but then if you go a little further, some of it's just straight up porn, and I can send it to you guys later, but a running joke in my friend group is, I found this Grinch porn on there once. It was literally a porno of the Grinch. I can send it to you guys. It's awful, but it's hilarious.
People were making jokes about Tony the Tiger and Grinch in the Grinch fanfiction. So I can definitely see that being a thing. I'm not surprised.
Nova's gonna have to edit this out.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nova.
Rule 34 exists for a reason.
Yeah.
And, some of the rules of the internet are actually kind of funny.
Wait, really? Besides, I don't know if Rule 34 is funny, but it
no,
exists.
That's not funny, that's just true. But...
Yeah.
There are not exactly, I think there's 98 of them, but it goes up to 100.
Oh.
There are some, like a couple, maybe like 5 or
Bonus rules.
2, somewhere between 5 and 2, numbers that haven't actually received a rule yet.
Oh. Huh. I didn't know that, like, there were actual rules. I just thought Rule 34 was just a random number made up and put a rule in front of it and made it all fancy. I don't know much. I'm vibing.
I can't remember how it goes, but it's, if cake is good, you must eat it.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Oh god, now I gotta look it up. One sec.
I didn't know that was a rule. I thought that was just a
That
given.
reminds me of the thing I saw. It's totally unrelated. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But it reminds me of the thing I saw where this guy was like, what's it called? The heavier you are, the harder you are to kidnap. Eat cake, stay safe. And I love that.
I love that so much. Honestly, my hero. I just looked at your status, Mac.
Oh!
What? Step Joe.
This is so off topic.
You have the strangest statuses.
My friends were
I
over the other
can't
day,
see
and
it.
we have this, what's it called? We have a chair called the Big Joe, and my friend was sitting in the Big Joe, and what's it called? My friends were messing around, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this without using names. They were messing around, and so one of them jumped onto the other and threw him off the Big Joe, and he goes, "Oh, Step Joe." Step Joe. And there was one that I was going to add, but I'm in servers. I don't want them to see it. But he goes, "Oh, Step Joe, not like that. Harder, Step Joe." It was awful.
I would, instead of surviving through that experience, I would simply just wither. I'm
gonna be
cease.
completely honest here. I forgot to listen.
Oh, you're good. I do that all the time.
That's
I was
honestly valid.
Too
I
busy
thought you were
looking
just.
at the rules of the internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were busy looking up the rules of the
Very
internet.
important.
And I found 4 that are either funny or just too relatable. Not to mention.
Oh, no.
Rule 10. If you enjoy rival sites, don't.
What does that mean?
Well, it was made on 4chan, so...
Oh, yeah. I see.
Sorry, where is it? Oh yeah, rule number 14. Do not argue with trolls. Means they win. That
Oh, I
is...
valid.
did that.
And then
Yeah.
18, everything that can be labeled can be hated.
Yes.
And then 19, the more you hate it, the stronger it gets.
This was made on 4chan, right?
Yes.
is
Also,
the
there's
only
no
valid
girls on
thing
the
4chan
internet,
has.
according to Rule 30.
Oh, that's true.
Oh my god,
Girls
have you ever read the
don't
bro code? It's so awful. I read it to my friends.
Wait,
Oh,
bro
God, it's
code? I'm gonna
awful.
search that up.
1 second. While you're doing that, Rule 30.2. If girls are found on the deep internet, code red! Red alert! All system breach!
The bro code.
Oh,
is
not
on
the Wikipedia one. Someone wrote an article about it, and it's just the most womanizing,
Oh my God.
awful thing I've ever read.
Is it the men? Men's
It is
XP?
Men's XP. Yes, it's awful. It just keeps getting worse.
Oh God. I want to read. Only men can understand the vitality of bromances in our lives. Of course, we love women. But when it comes to friendships, nobody can understand a man better than his guy friends, which is why every guy out there needs to know the bro code inside out. The bro code is a
Just
book
read
of
the
unsaid...
rules.
Okay. Number 1, have your bros back no matter what.
That's
Valid. If his girlfriend asks you where he is, you know nothing at all.
It gets progressively worse. I
Alright.
promise. That's not bad compared to what happens.
I'm gonna skip through because some of these are boring. You must do all you
Got
can to save
disconnected.
your bro from dating an ugly girl. There are 4 things that your bro must respect you in all conditions. His house, his parents, his girlfriend, and most importantly of all, his car. You just cannot get involved with your bro's mother or sister. It is one of the biggest violations of the bro code.
No.
A stepmother whom he hates is still
It's
okay.
heteronormative too.
That's
It's
so
absolutely
specific.
awful.
That's so specific. How many rules are there?
There are
The
like
bro
25.
code is a thing, but it's not that.
Yeah, I know. One of them is you shall never
Even if a girl-
imagine your bros naked. Yeah.
Even if a girl manages to enter the bro gang, you shall never reveal the bro code to her. You may treat her as one amongst you, but never disclose any rule until she wins your trust completely. She could be an undercover agent for all you know. This is like some elementary school playground stuff right here.
She has cooties. Do not trust her.
Exactly.
In the absence of your bro, you are his girlfriend's no. I'm done.
Oh, this
I've
one's my
closed the
worst.
tab.
Okay, here we go. This one's my least favorite. In absence of your bro, you are
Yeah.
his girlfriend's protector. You shall ride her
I was
to
just
wherever
reading
she
that.
wants to keep her safe.
I closed the tab the second I read Protector. I'm like, that's not happening. This is not
So,
real.
to take us out of that, I'm just going to read Rule 49 of the internet. One cat leads to another.
I
Just
don't know
to
if
cleanse the
that's...
palate.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. I found it.
I didn't take that, though. I took it in 2 ways.
No. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, but it
4chan
can't
has
be
only
good.
said, like, a few valid things, and I do not trust 4chan.
Yeah,
I have
you
learned
shouldn't.
that the hard way.
I found
Not
I
really
found the one
the worst.
I was thinking
Oh, no.
about. It says, "It is delicious cake. You must eat it."
It is.
And it's Rule 52
really
for
is.
those wondering.
Oh, great.
And then Rule 53 is, "It is delicious trap. You must hit it." Alright, I'm going to close this out before I get
Okay.
distracted.
Yeah, we should get
Yeah,
back
we're
to
gonna
on
get
topic.
very distracted.
Oh, poor Nova. They have to sit
Is
through
that the
our
longest
random
we've ever stayed on one topic at a time?
Probably. Oh,
Probably.
Nova DM'd us the other day and was like, I'm editing this episode and I've been sitting here for 10 minutes on my phone waiting for you guys to get back on topic.
Yeah, I got that DM in like the middle of... Wait, what? When was that?
It was a while ago.
Probably...
Oh, I didn't mean to distract again.
No, it's fine. I don't know, I don't really care that much. I was probably in like either class or about to like do something that involved me focusing. But after that I'm like, I do get distracted very easily.
Yeah, we do. We get so distracted. Okay, let me go find the list of stuff we need to address.
Oh, while you're doing that, that reminds me of the YouTube channel I joined. I was editing one of the episodes, and I did not realize how many times one specific person mentioned that they were gonna win.
Wait,
Oh my god.
what were you guys doing on the thing?
We were playing The Price is Right. I was the host.
Oh. Fun champ.
Oh, that's cool.
Honestly,
It's Camp Gang. But
Okay.
the search engine does not like it.
that's
For some reason.
honestly valid. We'll probably put a link to it in the description if you're cool with that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Cool. What's some, like, shows, media, like, that kind of stuff? What's some
Yeah.
gay media that you like to watch, or have heard of, I guess? Because I've heard of She-Ra, and I have not watched it.
It's so good, you
I
need
watched part
to.
of it.
It's
I'm
amazing.
lazy.
I watched half of it.
Oh, you
I
missed
watched
the
the
best
first
LGBT
episode.
representation.
There's, like, an NB character, and that was, like, half of my motivation, but then I got distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Double
they
trouble.
don't appear till, like, the end of season 2.
Yeah, and then
But what's
I
some
don't want to spoil
stuff
the
that you
whole show.
know?
Can I spoil the show?
No!
Fine.
No. I'll probably watch it
Yeah.
someday.
Okay, can I tell you something that's not plot relevant but makes me happy?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, great. What's it called? The one guy, I don't know his name, but he has 2 dads, and they have a whole episode where they go on an adventure with his dads, and it's so amazing.
Yo.
You mean Bo?
Oh, I gotta watch
Yes,
it.
Bo, that's his name. Thank you.
Also, I
No,
didn't
that's
find
fine,
out
too.
until, like, way later that his name is not spelled B-O, it's spelled B-O-W, because he's an archer.
I keep
I
thinking
thought it was
it's
B-O-E.
No.
Like Mo.
Yeah, like
Mo, but make it B.
B.
But yeah, what are some shows that you watch that are like, even if it's not explicit?
That's queer baiting.
Yeah, is it queer baiting? I don't know. If it's good, does it really count?
I think
Yeah,
it counts in, like, what's that one show where it's very nodded at that Sam is bi, but they don't say it ever, so he's just straight alpha male, and it's a problem.
I don't know.
It's
I
not
don't-
Shadowhunters, it's the other one.
Teen Wolf. I don't know.
No.
Oh, wait.
My brain has linked Teen Wolf and Shadowhunters together. I have no clue.
My brain is reaching back to something I heard. There was this movie, it was going to be like a road trip movie with one gay dude and one straight dude. It could have been a really, really good friends to lovers story, but then they kept on having to hammer the point home that, yeah, we love each other, but not like that.
It's the Dear Evan
That's
Hansen
a lyric
thing.
in Dear Evan Hansen. Yeah!
Not because we're gay.
But not because we're gay. No, not because we're gay. We're close, but not that way. The only man that I love is my dad. Well, anyway. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
No, encore. I don't know. I've heard that a lot. I think the first time I ever heard that song was the edit saying, because we're gay. I'll be straight up. I was just on that side. I don't have TikTok. I look at YouTube compilations.
I had TikTok, then I got a new phone, and my account decided, no, I don't feel like existing anymore.
Ooh. Oh. My mom thinks that my parents think that TikTok is going to, like, give the Chinese government or any government access to our Wi-Fi.
What?
Something.
Why would they
like
want
our internet.
access to your Wi-Fi? Like, oh yes, random home in the middle of America. Let's look at their Wi-Fi because we're a government. We need
like
that
their
Wi-Fi.
internet or just like our information in general. But like, ma'am, you have Facebook. I don't know what else to say. Like, if anything, the Chinese government knows your maiden name. I don't know. It's like,
well, the American
it's stupid, but I guess I can live life without TikTok. I just feel it gives me like, every time I say I watch TikTok compilations, I always feel like I'm watching Vine. Like I'm saying that I watch Vine compilations on YouTube. It's just that vibe.
Thomas Sanders is my celebrity crush, though.
Oh my god, I love Thomas Sanders. What's it called? I have a bunch of friends that I met through, like, his content and stuff. And we kind of, like, gave ourselves, like, roles that associated with the sides, and it's really funny. Because apparently on Deceit.
Oh.
Oh, my friends did that.
Is that why that was your profile pic earlier?
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, would it be funny? And they're like, yes, we were actually going to be like, hey, can we all change our profile pictures?
Oh, poor Nova, they've probably been sitting here for 10 minutes waiting for us to get back on topic.
Hey, Nova, if you're definitely listening to this, I don't know why I said if, unless I'm editing, but whoever's editing this, I'm not sorry.
And then you, like, an hour later, mentally facepalming.
Yeah. I don't know if you actually answered the question. I'll be straight up. I completely forgot.
The question was LGBT plus media.
Like Thomas Sanders.
I don't really consume any media. Also, I never answered the question.
Okay, I was just making sure because we got off on a tangent about She-Ra, then queer baiting. But
Yeah.
Thomas Sanders is A+.
I guess Thomas
wanted to
Sanders
make sure that
by
we
on a
didn't,
technicality, but no. Unless you count gay IRL on Reddit.
Oh, I
Gay
watched
IRL, amazing.
That one in trans is really cool.
Oh, the NB site, the NB
Egg?
Reddit.
No, that's trans.
No, not
Reddit.
Egg. That's oh shoot, my man's is blanking. For like trans women.
Oh yeah.
Recently coming to terms. I'm pretty sure that's what Egg is.
No, Egg is like closeted trans people.
Okay.
Oh, that's why my friend told me to go there. Okay. Oh, I should rephrase. Not trans. My friend recently came out and she wanted to give me some what's called resources to learn about it.
Oh, cool. I'm glad that Reddit could be of some help.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, at least I know that in the asexual community, garlic bread is a meme.
Yes, and cake.
Dragons.
Oh, don't forget about dragons. How could I forget?
Wait, I don't know about dragons. What's that about?
It's just
Why
like an
have
asexual
sex when
thing.
you can have dragons? What more to say?
On a different note.
On a different note, I never understood why sweater weather is biculture. Because, like, it's about a straight couple having sex. It doesn't make sense to me.
That is
There are much better
biculture. I
songs.
don't know.
Huh?
It just is.
I know.
I'll search it up. I'm curious.
It's because
Why
there's a running
is-
joke that everyone listens to it right before they realize they're bi, but, like, I don't know.
How Sweater Weather became a bisexual anthem. Friends of Dorothy, do you listen to Girl in Girl in Red, yes. Girl in Red, nope, Sweater Weather. I don't know how, it's not telling me.
So,
Uh,
I made a meme for gay IRL, or... Oh, wait, no, it was me IRL LGBT. That,
Oh, yeah,
it's,
I'll-
No, just look at it. It's my favorite.
I will.
It's my most proud meme. I tried to put as much representation into it as I could.
they talked about, apparently, high-waisted shorts, which is a niche style for a lot of bisexual people, I guess.
I wear them, so there's so much stuff I didn't realize that I did that was, like, this bi culture that I didn't realize I did until after I realized it was bi. That made no sense. Jesus, that sentence was all over the place. I think my brain glitched. Let me rephrase that. There is stuff I did before I realized I was bi that is a part of bi culture. There we go.
Oh, like what?
I cuffed my jeans, I had high-waisted shorts, I had short nails, short hair, dyed hair,
Flannels?
flannels, all the flannels. I have an entire box of them.
I came out in, like, 6th grade as bisexual to, like, one of my friends, and they're like, you are wearing a flannel. You have been wearing multiple flannels for the past, like, on and off for the past few months. I had guessed, and I'm like, that is completely valid.
So-
I did not know that was a gay thing.
In Canada, flannel is just a thing.
Yeah,
It just
Yeah.
is, because lumberjack, apparently.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe they're gay lumberjacks.
Yeah, I'm like, middle of New England. I'm not gonna say what state on...
What state?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what state exactly, just because... Wait,
Isn't New England
Yeah.
a state?
New England's a region.
Oh! I'm an idiot, thank you.
Yeah, New England's like Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I almost said good old Michigan because my brain is just on that song. It's like that kind of area. I think it ends after Pennsylvania, going down south. I genuinely don't know.
Oh, cool.
Nor do I care. But I live around the middle of that, so around like northern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire. I live around that area. Flannel is just there as well. But there's also like lumberjack flannel, and there's LL Bean, which is... It doesn't sound different because a lot of the time LL Bean is like the same as lumberjack flannel,
Yeah.
but it's just not. It's like a different vibe.
What were we supposed to be talking about again?
Gay shit.
Well, we started talking about sweater weather,
Yeah.
and then we talked about
Technically,
flannel.
we're still on the right topic. It's definitely not in the
Yeah.
realm that she wanted us to be, like, or they, sorry. But,
She isn't God.
it's not in the right realm. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll be straight up. We just kind of write down, like, general questions we ask. It goes, how do you identify, gay awakening, gay shit you like, something something in the middle, how does your identity affect you, how did you come out, chit chat for a hot minute, smiley face, finale. So it's not, we don't have a lot. We just kind of vibe, you know?
Can I bring up a point that I think
Yes.
is plot relevant? Okay. Well, I was thinking about this during a conversation we were having earlier, but you guys were saying really interesting stuff.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
interrupt. So, what's it called? What I was thinking about was, so there's this weird thing this concept that I had heard about from a video that made a lot of sense in my head, is that women don't tend to realize that they're gay until much later because society teaches us to interpret the feelings of friendship we might have for men as romantic feelings, and the feelings of romance we might have
Oh.
towards women as friendship, which makes a lot of sense in my head because looking back, there are a lot of girls I had
Yes.
a huge crush on and just assumed, I just really want to be their friend. Really, really want to be their friend. That was how.
Yeah,
deep
back when
that
I
was.
presented as like a girl and stuff, I'd be like, no, I just really like this person. I just want to be their friend. They seem really nice and stuff. I want to hang out with them a lot. I want to, go to the local trampoline park. with them, because that was the thing that we did. We go to the local altitude.
Man.
That replaced that. I don't live there anymore, so I can say this, and it's. I don't know if it will. I don't think people will care that much, but there was a arcade called the Pinball Wizard. It closed down, got replaced by Altitude. So I never went to Altitude, but for that person, I wanted to go to Altitude. So like, maybe I should have realized. But yeah, I was just told, oh, you just want to be their friend. So
I wish guy culture was like that.
I'd go to the trampoline park I hate for you.
It's basically just softcore bullying at this point.
Oof. I don't know. I kind of have that relationship with everybody. But in the nice way. In the friends way. I bully you because we're friends.
Yeah, and the teasing.
At least I'm gay and don't have to conform to that BS.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's... Yeah.
Oi.
There's certain things that everyone's expected to conform to. And some seem more prominent because we've experienced them. Like, at times I'm like, men don't have to deal with as much as women do. And then I look back on it, I'm like, I'm literally pushing the problem on there. It's like I went through things that stereotypically were pushed onto women, and I completely ignored what everyone else was feeling because I'm like, this sucks. I'm gonna be angry at everything. But it's like, we're told so many things, and then we find out that it was to keep us quiet, and it's like, oh, I don't like that. And so you kind of try and figure yourself out while neglecting others.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel so bad about that. I had this period in middle school before I figured myself out when I was just mean to everybody. Like, I didn't realize it either because I was like a cactus. I was protecting myself.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get hurt, so I was just mean to everybody around me. It astonishes me I had friends.
Yeah, I think now that you mentioned that, I think everyone at least had like a little hint of being like incredibly rude before you came out. Like, as you were coming to terms with...
Oh, because I was deep in denial. It was
like,
time.
as I was coming to terms with, like, my identity and stuff, I was more closed off than ever. I was, like, trying to figure out, what's up? Did you have anything like that?
Such a different experience with being in the closet. Because...
Really?
I was in the closet for a grand total of 2 weeks.
No way.
Yeah, I found out I was gay, tried
Seriously?
hiding it poorly, and then... Oh my... I still can't believe this is how it happened.
Oh no, how did it happen?
So...
Oh god.
2 weeks after I found out I was gay, we had been doing some of my friends, a weird demographic of friends, would go outside and then talk about sex things because we were stupid and in middle school.
Yeah. As you
and
do.
the topic inevitably shifted to gay people, and someone said, gay people are the most fun people on the planet. And I thought, well, if this is not a sign from the heavens above, what is?
Yeah.
I say that, but I'm atheist. Anyway.
Yeah.
I told them, and it took them a second to believe it. And then, one thing led to another. We started texting each other about it. My mom saw the text. I told her. She was fine with it, because of course she is.
Yeah.
And then just
I'm glad
a whole
I'm glad
conga
it
line of
worked
telling
out
people.
So well. I'm glad that worked out so well for you, like, for real. Like, that could have gone crazy after your mom saw your texts.
Yeah. No, she is, like, the most progressive person on the planet. She's the one who made my godfather
nice.
a gay man, because they were the best friends in college.
Yeah.
He
What's
is
it
now
called?
married to another guy with a child.
Oh, cool. My mom, technically
really
he's not
cool.
my godfather, but he's like an uncle. But it's like a close family friend uncle. But my mom met him during, like, her college years, and they've just been friends, and he is also gay. And that's kind of, like, my very first, moment that, like, people like me existed, and I didn't realize what people like me meant.
Oh,
But,
my God.
like...
Same way.
Yeah.
I heard about it, and I'm like, that's a little odd. But I don't have to think about it. Not like it's going to affect me.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, it was just, for the longest time, being gay was just a thing that some people are. I never really thought about it until it affected me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it because my mom was
Exactly.
I asked, hey, who's insert other name, because I had only met my mom's friend. I hadn't met his husband. I don't know if they were married at the time. They probably were. I hadn't met his husband yet. I had only met one of them. I'm like, hey, who's this? My mom was like, that's his husband. He's gay. And I'm like, huh, okay. And then I went back to my room. It wasn't anything like special. I was just there. But like, it just existed. My mom later, when I came out to her, first I came out as non-binary, then I came out as female to male, and then I came out as non-binary again, but I used he, him pronouns also, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But when I was talking with my mom a few months back after I'd come back out as non-binary, I'm like, hey, this is also a thing that's happening. Same pronouns, I just thought you should know. But she was talking, she's like, yeah, I really regret this, but I used to not go to your uncle. You remember Uncle insert name here? I'm like, yeah, I went to go see him. We were planning to go see him at the time. I'm like, yeah, we're planning to go see him. Of course, I remember him, and she's like, yeah, I used to be hesitant about letting you stay with him because I didn't know what being gay really was, and I thought it would make you gay. And I'm like, oh, that's a thing. She doesn't think that anymore, but it was just startling to think that people didn't grow up with that existing, you know? It's like, oh, she really thought that she could stop this from happening. She thought she could stop me, but she was wrong. Dead wrong. Nothing can stop me.
Oh, jeez.
That reminds me of this funny tweet. It was, my dad taught me how to use a chainsaw to make sure I wasn't gay. Huh. It didn't work, but now I can go to the gayest log cabin you ever did see.
Oh, I think I saw that on
totally
Reddit
that.
once.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, this whole ordeal reminds me of my mother's situation. She has a childhood friend who's gay. Like, they met in 7th grade, and he came out in, like, when they graduated or something.
Yeah.
And they're still friends to this day.
Okay.
So, he came out in 12th grade, and we went to see his husband the other day. He lives in San Francisco. He's great. He's like kind of like my uncle. Anyways, so I went off on a tangent there. So when I came out to her, she kind of just looked at me and didn't say anything, and I was like, "Oh God, what does that mean?"
Yeah.
And she kind of nodded it. Oh, I think it's kind of a phase, but it's fine. You'll grow out of it, which I didn't understand, and I was like, insert uncle's name here, didn't grow out of it. And he's like, well, he thought he was straight, and so he turned out to be gay, so it's fine. And I'm like, that's not how it works, but thanks.
Yeah, I mean,
Mom.
I guess she wasn't like, oh, you gotta snap out of this phase immediately, so that's like a plus.
Yeah,
But
definitely. I'm really, really lucky in that
Yeah.
department. I just thought I would point out that it was interesting reasoning, and I definitely understand where she's coming from, because I see from her point of view that this part of me is going to make it harder
Yeah.
for me in life, but it's not.
I'm not
something
saying
to
that
change.
kind of behavior of telling kids their identity is just a phase, but people do, on occasion, have bi phases.
Yeah. There are times
Yeah.
where
Where
they're
they're just-
like
Definitely.
experimenting. They're just trying to figure out who they are, and they go through that phase of just experimenting, and then they find out, and they're like, okay, cool, I'll chill with this. But it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you should tell them outright this is a phase, because that's just going to...
Because we live our life in phases. We're never
Yeah.
going to be who we are.
My
Well,
phase
we're always who we are. But
yeah,
who
we're
we
always
are
going to be
is a
the
phase.
same person. What we're what
exactly.
we're into, what we like, what we dislike is always going to be a phase. Except for the fact that I really hate broccoli, and I probably forever will.
I really
That's
like
the
broccoli.
only
I was dancing with
constant.
pickles.
Which is weird,
The
because
only-
I don't like cauliflower or asparagus.
I have
Asparagus.
Asparagus is so
I physically
good.
cannot eat asparagus. I haven't tried cauliflower because it's the same. In my defense, sensory issues prevent me from eating a lot of food. So I guess that's
Yeah.
like my only excuse to not like broccoli. But like, the only constant in life is gay and no broccoli, for me at least. So, you know, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I had a weird phase in 6th grade where I knew I liked girls. I just didn't want to. And so I was kind of... But then I also wasn't upset at myself for liking girls, and I was like, no, I should be upset at myself because that's how it works.
Yeah, I have a big...
And I also didn't know there was a word for it.
I
so.
have like a big issue of being like, I'm not thinking this way, but I really need to be, even if it's like harmful. Like, I'll be like... Because it's either like I think I'm faking, or I just think that this is how it's supposed to be. Like, one time
Oh, yeah.
I was like zoning out really hard, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be zoning out, I'm supposed to be doing this. And they're like, yeah, but if you stop zoning out, then you're faking having any issues with staying focused. And I'm like, oh, you're right. And so then I started to hear the universe. So it's just very strange. It's like, I can't be trans because I'm semi-comfortable with my body, you know? Like, I can't be gay. I like also guys, and it's like...
A razor. Or... No, wait. No, I just said that right. A razor. No. That's
Erasure?
There we go. I keep on saying eraser. That's not...
I'm like, what's happening over there? You shaving? I don't know.
Oy.
It's a strange word. I don't blame you.
For me, it was mostly, how do I tell people?
Yeah.
How does one bring it up?
How do you bring up... Like, one time, I have a bad habit of telling my mom things, like, when she's coming in to say goodnight, I'll be like, hey, let's start a full-on conversation. And that's when I came out to her. And then I went to therapy, and I came out to her through therapy. And then I kind of just went down to her office one day, and I was like, hey, something else has changed. And she's like, cool, let me get back to work. So, like, I don't know, man. How did coming out, like, affect your life in general, like, social life? Did anyone else have, like, a weird reaction other than your friends and family? Kurt, where'd you go? Oh, I can't see people in calls, and I always get really confused.
I can't see people.
Yeah, I'm just...
Yeah.
One of my friends, when I came out, basically just said, called it, but,
Was there
I
a
can't
bet
remember
happening?
who.
Betting pool. When's Kurt gonna come out?
Oh, that's a fun one about my mom. My mom, she knew I was gay. Way before I did.
Honestly, a lot
I
of
should have
times
said
parents
that
just have
before,
a sixth sense.
but I didn't.
Yeah, and
So-
then her seeing your text was like confirmation, like, oh, okay.
So when I asked to watch Love, Simon with her, she immediately knew, oh my god, he finally knows. It's happening. I could tell she was super excited. She really wanted me to tell her, so she kept on asking questions about why I wanted to watch it, but I didn't tell her, because I wasn't ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did she catch on that you didn't want to talk about why?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And
I
then
am
she
a
saw
huge
the
fan of your
texts,
mom.
and then again, that time she directly asked me.
Yeah.
And then I tried to
I
tell
love
her
your
with a
mom
sticky
so
note,
much.
and then
That's
she
so
didn't
cool.
see it.
Oh, sticky note. Oh no, that must have been so awkward.
Yeah, I stuck it to her lamp next to where she sleeps. She was facing it for like the entire night and didn't see it.
I always put sticky notes on my door when I think of things like that I need to remember in like the middle of the night. I don't look at them, so I can relate to that. I wake up and I just completely ignore the fact that there's a sticky note on my door.
Oh.
That must have been so awkward though. You gave her a note, and then the next time you interacted with her, you were like super tense and nervous. Like, oh, what's she gonna do?
Like, are you okay?
Like, I knew they would be okay with it.
That's
It just-
good.
It
Yeah,
was
that's
so irrationally difficult for me to get it out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
God,
it's
I know
still
that
valid,
pain.
like, completely valid. My dad and I, don't get me wrong, we have a great relationship and whatnot. But, it's not the most emotional compared to, like, my mom and I. So, like, I didn't exactly know how he'd react, but he was cool with it. He's like, okay, this is happening. I don't really understand it, but cool. he made sure my brother knew what was up, because he made a joke about using my dead name if I did something bad, and my dad was like, "Don't you even dare!" And I'm like, "Ah, good, someone knows." But
Yeah.
it was just like, I knew he'd probably be fine. We never talked about that kind of stuff. We usually just talked about movies and TV shows and stuff that we did during our day together.
Yeah.
But I was still completely and utterly... But I was, like, so incredibly nervous to tell him that I was like, should I just not? And then my dad came down when my mom and I were trying to figure out a name. So... He's like, "Oh, what's happening?" We're like, "Oh, we're figuring out a name." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Why would you need a name?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we didn't tell you."
Yeah.
It's like...
Trying to come out to my dad. My mom didn't actually tell... My mom told me... Starting over. My mom told me to tell my dad, but didn't tell me that she already told my dad, so I got really, really nervous, went and told him, he went, "Yeah, I know, your mom told me."
Oh, that you've had such anticlimactic coming out. It's just,
I know.
you go in there like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's he gonna say?
I know. Nothing happened. Which is kind of simultaneously disappointing and relieving.
Yeah, like you're expecting something to happen so much so that when when nothing happens, you're like, oh, okay. I don't know what reaction.
You don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know what reaction I want people to have when I come out, because it's just so... It's such a tedious thing to come out.
Well,
it's
it
like,
is
oh,
now.
I gotta
I feel like I have to over and over
the
keep
thing.
telling people too, though, because nobody ever... I don't know how to explain this, but like people choose to ignore it.
Oh, I hate that. My mom did that the first time I came out. It's really annoying. That sucks.
I don't know.
But at least you can cut most of those people off. When I came out in like the 7th grade and I started like using a new name and all that good stuff, someone straight up just wasn't talking to me anymore, and so I just was like, yeah, that's not happening. That wasn't gonna stay anyways. So I like figured out who I could and couldn't keep as friends through how they acted around that other person. And they're like, oh, you should talk to them more. And I'm like, literally, they cut me off first. They did it first. It's like, I didn't hit them, they hit me.
What I do to get around it is I just act super gay around them and then have them ask me.
Torture them.
Yeah.
Or introduce me as, "Hi, I'm the gay one."
Hi,
I did that once.
Hi, I'm gay. Nice to meet you.
I
Kurt.
should not have done that.
Wait, what?
I did that once. I actually introduced myself as, "Hi, I'm the gay one." They did not know how to react. It made everybody super uncomfortable. Not doing it again.
Ooh, yeah. That only works in, like, certain groups.
Yeah,
like,
but I didn't know these people. I was literally introducing myself to them.
Yeah. If I was doing that, I would probably do it with, like, a friend. Like, if I had one of my friends that I know from school and they were introducing me to someone else that they know, I'd be like, "Hi, I'm the gay one." And I don't know. It's such a strange thing to come out. It's
There's
horrible.
a weird build-up. Like, it's a
Yeah.
unique feeling that I can't quite explain to anybody who's never felt it. But, like, even if you know they're going to react positively, it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, because your brain kind of takes that 0.1% that it could go horribly wrong and just makes it so much bigger than it needed to be.
Yeah.
I never was good at talking emotions anyways, so that was like me talking to my mom coming out for the first time. That was me like really showing what I felt, and then she straight up forgot / ignored it, which made it so much harder. It's
sucks.
just like that build up like twice. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fine. No, it wasn't. What? How do I come out again? And so I told my therapist to tell my mom. I really said, do it for me.
For me, if someone forgot, that's on them. I'm not telling them again.
Yeah.
They can find out through context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my whole situation is a bit more need to know than, like, I don't know if this sounds rude, but it's a bit more need to know than your romantic life.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a bit more prominent in, like, everyday meeting.
That does make more sense.
That
it's still like, sometimes you'll say things and you're like, wait, you're straight, aren't you? And they're like, yes, why do you ask? And I'm like, oh, I just said something very gay and you did not react at all. I completely forgot. Like, one time, I think in one of the episodes we did with, like, Lynx or someone, we forgot straight people existed.
Oh, I do remember that. That's the that's the clip I used for the demo.
That is the greatest thing
It's animated.
I have ever heard. Wait,
no
what?
way.
It's totally animated. I'll send it to you guys later. I animated it.
Wait,
We're gonna
no
use it as
way.
promo material.
Oh my
You didn't
God,
tell
I
me
need
this.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
Oh my
amazing.
god. But, it's like, I forget straight people exist, and in turn, they forget I exist. Not I as in me, myself, an individual, but just my identity. They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
people are different than me. I feel like it's only with some straight people. Like, there are allies,
Yeah.
but then there's, like, straight people, and they always have the same point of view.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no in between. It's always like, I've never met a gay person. How do I act around you? And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Talk to me
And
like
then
a
there's
person.
like allies, and then there's allies, and they're like, oh yeah, hello, nice to meet you. Okay, these are your pronouns. Great, my pronouns are these. And I'm like, great, this is amazing. This is all I could ever ask for. Thank you very much. Is that sad? That someone asking me for my pronouns is sad? Is that sad? Like,
No.
No?
No.
That should be a standardized thing, if you ask me.
Exactly.
it really should be.
How do we
what's it called?
normalize this?
I don't know.
I don't know. I put it.
I'm not confident enough to wear I have a jacket with a pronoun pin on it, but it's not the weather, and I don't know how people will react, so I'm a coward currently.
Oh my god.
But it's like, you just gotta be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
hi, I'm this. I use these pronouns, and then people will be like, oh, that's awkward, but okay. And maybe people will copy, maybe people won't.
So,
Yeah.
I've noticed something weird about my speech patterns lately. Is I've been accidentally using they them pronouns for, like, cis people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's
they
a
don't
habit
notice
now.
it, I don't notice it. But then I'll look back on the text messages and be like, huh, I did not mean to put that there.
Yeah. It's habit now, because, like, they've never explicitly stated their pronouns to me, therefore I do not know.
Yeah.
It's so strange. Like, I have this one friend, he's, like, in the same grade as me, in the same class as me. We've been friends since, like, last year. It's, like, we've been, like, just friends. It's, like, a fun friendship that we've, like, friends that just click.
Yeah.
We've never, like, shared what our pronouns were, except for when I came out to him, obviously. I'm like, hey, this is happening, and he's like, cool. But, like, I've never asked for his pronouns, and I've recently found myself referring to him with they, them pronouns, and I'm like, It's like, assuming is just not in my vocabulary.
That's good.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that a bit in, like, a few episodes ago. We must have, because I remember you being like, oh yeah, sometimes it might have been Lynx who said that, though. That they just refer to people with...
It was Lynx, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was
Also-
Lynx.
A funny thing that's happened. Funny as an odd, not hilarious.
Yeah.
Every new person I've met that's not part of Lightbulb I've met them and then they've come out to me as trans. Not
You're
come
the
out
prophet.
like
You're
I
the
did.
Messiah.
I didn't meet them. I met them as one gender, and then they told me they were a different one.
Honestly, I vibe with that. My brother, I was talking about how I'm like one of the, I go to a really small school, so it's like not surprising, but I'm like one out of like 3 queer people out of the entire school.
Same.
So like and everyone else is, one person is non-binary, but they did leave the school. I don't know about the other person, and the other kid's just bisexual. So like, there's no trans people that I interact with enough in school to be like, yes, I'm not like alone or anything. But I was talking to my brother about it. I really hope I didn't say his name.
I know his name, but not in the episode. I don't think.
Okay. If it was, I'll just have it bleeped out. But I was talking to him about it, and he goes to a different school than me because he's in high school, and I'm not. But I was talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's some trans girl in my class." And I'm like, "Whoa, no way!" And he said, "Wait, nope, not in my class. In the school Discord." I'm like, first of all, great that you have a school Discord that's still alive, but also that's PogChamp.
You were in my school Discord a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, I left because
Anarchy.
Oh, I must have forgotten why I was in there.
Oh yeah, the server got deleted. I own the new one. There was Anarchy.
Oh, sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah, we split into factions.
Oh,
For some reason, my brother is just a queer magnet. Literally, the entirety of the school's queer population was localized within his friend group.
honestly, I would love
That's what
that.
I have.
But now they've all graduated, and there's 4 of us left.
I made the mistake of befriending everyone in my brother's grade who would promptly graduate the second that that we like swapped grades. So I went in with like 2 friends in my current grade, people that I really talked to. But like obviously I knew people. This is the year that I learned people's names. I swear.
I went to an art school, and we were just all very gay.
I go to an arts and academic school, which is this fancy way of saying some people like art. But like, it's just very strange. I think maybe we should call it here.
Yeah, we stayed on topic decently well for the second half of this episode.
Yeah. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, just ignore the first half. We'll
First half
just
doesn't
cut the
matter.
whole thing.
What first half? What are you talking about? No, I actually do want to keep the bro code in because it was
Oh,
really
the bro
funny
code
to
was
me.
awful. I think it's a good poke at heteronormativity.
The bro code
It definitely
basically
is.
boils down to don't take the middle urinal.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly what I expected from bro code, but no, it was you gotta be her protector. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. It was awful. I shared it with my friend, and it's a running joke now. They try to break as many of the rules as they possibly can.
Well,
They are
there
not
is
the
a bro,
protector.
the definitive bro code, which is bros before hoes, which I've come
That's
up with a better one,
iffy.
which is pals before gals, which makes way more sense.
And it's not rude.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know, man.
Also, it rolls off the tongue just as easily. And also, it's not, well, it's still gendered, but pals isn't gendered. That's just friends.
Oh my god.
Definitely.
Have you heard
What is
the,
it?
what's it called, the gender-neutral version of Brother from Another Mother? It's amazing.
Is it like sib from another
Yes,
sibling?
it's amazing.
Oh,
I love
no.
it.
I love it so
Oh,
much.
there's also
I almost said sibling from another sibling.
a non-binary version of a waifu,
Yeah, honey,
Or
I'm just going out to
husband
I'm
or-
crippling.
which would be a spousu. Because husbando and waifu is just the
that's
Japanese
amazing. Oh.
quote-unquote pronunciation of English words.
It is though. I'm learning Japanese. That is. I guess that would be.
Spousu.
It'd be soup. I'll have to type it out. Okay, yes. And with that, I have been Fish, joined by my co-host Mac and our guest Kurt. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace out. See y'all later.
Thank you for listening to Alphabet Soup. Episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud, and be sure to check out our Twitter at alphasoupcast and our Instagram, Alphabet Soup Pod. Again, thank you for listening, and have a nice day.